Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And in this video I'm going to share with you guys my leveling build for Sorc once D4 actually goes live. This is the build I will be focusing on. I will also be maining Sorc after all the changes and everything. I was on the fence before between Sorc and Necro, but now it's a definite for the Sorc. And then we'll do Necro straight after, but I will cover all the classes on my channel as we go into Diablo. So if you're looking for D4 content, go to subscribe to the channel, stay notified for all upcoming stuff, drop a like on this video, and let's get into it. So this build really revolves around Firewall and Hydra. Hydra has been nerfed. I think Firewall was buffed actually. I'm not really sure. I haven't read too much of the notes. I just heard about all of the stuff. But yeah, this just burns everything down, and it's going to get really good with the more skill points we get with this over there, Combustion, and these fire passives. It's gonna be good. You're gonna burn everything down. I killed a Shard of the World boss with this. I carried pretty much the first time I got into it. It was me, my friend, he was a barbarian, and like 3 other randoms, and we ended up killing it pretty easily. Well, actually not easily. It had 1 second left, but anyway, we killed that. So we're gonna start out with Firebolt, and I just maxed this out to actually, there was nothing else really to get further down the tree, and you will be using it a lot to just, you know, generate mana, and it does actually quite a lot of damage, especially with the effects of here. Firebolt pierces through burning enemies, so it hits enemies behind and wherever they are if they're all burning, and also generates mana, because Sorc's biggest enemy is mana problems. So we use that. Fireball, Enhanced, and Flickering. Then we come on down, we skip everything over here, and we go straight to this tree over here. We pick up 1 point in Teleport. You might get some armor that actually gives you this, so you might save a point there later on while you're actually playing the game. Then we pick up Ice Armor and Enhance Ice Armor, because while it's active, your mana regen is increased by 25%. Really nice for when you want to like blow an elite up or something. Get that, and you can just spam your firewalls a little bit better. And then this Flame Shield point, I really didn't have anything else to put it in right now. And it's really nice to just have a Flame Shield, because this makes you immune to everything. Lasts for 2.1 seconds. It does break you out of stuns and stuff. You can actually use Teleport to break out of stuns, but this makes you immune from anything. So if you know there's a big CC coming up or something you just can't avoid at all, Flame Shield's your friend. But later on I'll actually drop this for Inferno once we can get down to that at around like level 25 or so. So that's what I plan on doing in the full launch of the game. You know, drop Flame Shield and pick up Inferno. But we will keep Teleport and Ice Armor, as well as Glass Cannon later on. I will fill this out as well for more damage. And then we move on down to Hydra, really good. And especially if you get the legendary where you can summon another Hydra, doubles the damage because it gives you 2 Hydras. We get Enhanced Hydra and Summon Hydra. Hydra also burns enemies for an additional 12% of its base damage dealt over 6 seconds. And getting different sources of burn is really good, as you'll see later on in the passives. So we go on down, we pick up 1 point in Align Elements, and then I actually want to pick up Protection. I think I'm going to get 3 points in this, because it gives you a barrier quite often, use a cooldown. And I think maybe Hydra, no, actually Hydra doesn't really have a cooldown, so maybe it doesn't proc it, but we'll see how it all goes. Maybe we'll fit something else in and see if we can get this to work really easily. Maybe something else with a shorter cooldown, but these are just defensive as well. So again, if you don't feel like you need defense stuff, just skip that altogether. Then we move on down and we pick up Firewall. This is the meat and potatoes, like this does all the damage really. And then we pick up Firewall, we pick up Enhanced Firewall. Enemies take 25% increased burning damage while standing in Firewall. And then this one over here, Mage's Firewall. Enemies continue burning for 3 seconds after leaving Firewall. So if they move a little bit, which obviously they do a lot, and elites and stuff and bosses, they'll move out, they'll still burn for 3 seconds afterwards. And Firewall actually does a lot of ticking damage. And then later on, once we actually get the full game and we get more talent points, I definitely want to pick up these. Pyromancy skills deal increased damage while you're healthy. You should be healthy most of the time. Crippling Flames, your Pyromancy skills have up to a 5% chance to immobilize enemies for 2 seconds. This chance is doubled when you're healthy, and I believe when you put more points into it, it will probably increase the chance as well. So let's assume that goes up by 5% each time, so 50, and then doubled if you're healthy, so 30%. And you should have fire burning all the time. Then moving up to Devouring Blaze, you deal 10% increased critical strike damage against burning enemies. If they are also immobilized, this bonus is increased to 25%. So again, more stuff there, just working with your fire passives. And then we'll pick up Inferno with Prime Inferno and Supreme Inferno. This is a really nice, powerful skill. It groups everything up together, does quite a bit of damage as well, and it gives you mana regen. I think it makes it, yeah, it makes it cost no mana. So your Pyromancy skills cost nothing. So you can pretty much just cast them down like all the time. Pyromancy, your Firewall, you can just spam it unlimited pretty much while that is up. And it lasts over 8 seconds. So for 8 seconds, spam Firewall to your heart's content. Will be really nice for bosses and stuff like that. And then moving on, we want to pick up this combustion passive. You can only choose one of these once we get to there, and you got to be at least level 32, I'm assuming, because 12 more points will put us at level 32. And we'll pick up that burning effects deal 2% increased damage per unique source of burning you have applied to the enemy. If the enemy is burning from 3 or more sources, this bonus is doubled. So it kind of works similar to Firebirds in Diablo 3, with all the burning effects there, and then it gets more, and then it'll like reach a cap or whatever. Basically, the long and the short, the more fire stuff you have on enemies, the more damage they'll take from you. And it's just going to add all up, and then once there's at least 3 on them, they get double that damage burning. So really nice. The other one of you is not that bad. Well, maybe early on. Your fire critical strike damage is increased by 25% against enemies above 50% life. And your fire critical strike chance is increased by 5% against enemies below 50% life. Killing an enemy with critical strike grants both bonuses against all enemies for 3 seconds. I see this actually becoming better later on. Once we can actually get some more critical strike on our gear and everything, then we can change around some points as well for the Hydra over here. After you critical strike with Hydra, you gain critical strike chance for 3 seconds. We could switch over to that as well. So just keep that in mind. That will be what I'll probably change over to much later, once we say get to like level 50 and we start getting Paragon stuff to increase our crit. So that is my build that I like to use, and I've been using the Frozen Orb and Frostbolt as well. I do have a video up on my channel about this from the previous betas. It doesn't work as strong as it was. Well, everything was kind of nerfed from those betas, but it's still pretty strong. And the Frostbolt also makes it really easy to apply Vulnerable and Frozen Orb as well. So that's another route you could go. But I think I'm going to go with this fire build on the launch. And also the enchantment we'll be using at level 15. You get a quest to go unlock this. You should do it straight away. It's in the Fractured Peaks really early on. Get that, you can pick this up, and then at level 30 you can get the second one. The first one I would suggest using would either be Firebolt or Firewall. The Firewall one buff recently, it seems to be proccing a lot more consistently. Basically, each time an enemy takes burning damage, there's a 5% chance to spawn 2 firewalls underneath them for 3 seconds. And that's what I have been using, as well as if you get an armor piece with any fireball points on it maybe. So like +2 pyromancy or core skills or whatever. You could put Fireball in there, because Fireball does a little explosion for 50% of its damage when anything dies. So it's really nice for clearing out like a map. If you clear a little enemy with Firewall, it's gonna like chain reaction explode and just kill everything. Or as well Firebolt. This is what I actually plan on using once I get to level 30 in the full game. I'm going to use Firewall and Firebolt. Firebolt direct damage from skills applies up to an additional 213, so 33% burning damage over 8 seconds. So that's going to be really nice. It's going to scale with everything, I think, really good. Especially once we get all those fire passives and things going in the tree. Down below over here with the combustion, your burning effects deal increased damage. And then if you have 3 or more sources, then the effect is doubled. So those are the enchantments I'm going to use. Firewall and Firebolt. I am pretty hyped and can't wait to play it and enjoy my Fire Sork, especially with all those passives waiting to increase our damage even more. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you beautiful people, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the